Hello, hello. Welcome to my Nobel Motivation. I know I was just live, but I don't know. I'd received a call. Someone just called me and it messed up all the live, so I have to take it from A. So my name is Katusha Musongo. I'm the author of Blues We Are All Concerned and my opinion on women empowerment. Lately, we've been talking more about Blues We Are All Concerned because it's a book which is a gift to society. Yeah, I talk about some social issues and you can go and watch the other videos I've started because I give a big picture of the book, and last time we highlighted some topics such as why do we have a broken soul, and we talk about childhood because childhood is where everything starts. Childhood is the foundation of your life, of what you're going to become in the future. So if your childhood is broken, we mentioned the no closure with parents. Some of us don't have a father or don't have a mother because they left, or we don't have them because they died, or they can even be with us, but we really don't have this relationship. We talk about the bad words, like people can throw words on you that really break your mind, and you grow up with some wounds inside you. We also talk about physical violence because some of us went through some physical violence which make us, as we grow up, being people with some lack in our mind, we're not okay in our mind, or we just not okay. So those are certain of the topic I'm highlighting. For those who just came on the page and noticed, yes, I have a French accent because I'm a French speaker who happen to live in an English country. But my accent is my signature and there's nothing I can do about it. I just have to live with that, okay? And the reason why some might ask themselves the question, she speak French, why she speaking now in English? Because my novel is in English. I have a page with my name, Katusha Musongo. It's mostly French content, so my book is in English, so I can't just go there. I didn't want to mix. That's why I had to have one page called My Nobel's Motivation, because my writings is just not about writing. My writings, I started writing because I wanted to bring something that will help someone. That's the thing. So as we carry on our, should I say study? We're going to talk about depression. Depression, yes, because depression is one of the topic I highlighted in the book. Why? Because when you go through so much, like blues, I didn't know how to really mix it around, because this book is a mixture of reality, because I talk about real stuff, real social issues, but at the same time it's fictional because blues doesn't exist. Blues is a character. I humanize the issue of blues, of that going bluish. I have the blues and I made it a human being so someone can just identify myself as a human being. I went through things, but I could not go through everybody's issues, so I had to create one person I could throw everything on, understand, that I called Simply Blues. Yeah, on the issue of depression, I highlight that topic because I realized that for those, you can just check the other videos, that most of the people who are ending up committing suicide or trying to find rest into drugs or other substance and so forth, it's because they are depressed. they are actually depressed. Sometimes they do acknowledge that I'm depressed, but most of the time they do not acknowledge, because talking about depression, it's a bit of, for some people or some culture, it's a bit of shame, like depressed. It even happened to myself one day back in the days. I knew that I wasn't okay. I was sad for, I don't know any reason. I don't even know the reason, but I find myself to be very, very down, that I realized that I'm depressed. And I told a friend that I think I'm depressed. I'm going through a depression. And she laughed, be like, what? Depression? And I'm an African, right? So she'd be like, those are the type of thing we see in other people's culture that I don't want to mention. You see, so in certain culture, country, we don't really take it into account. When you say you're depressed, not okay, people think that you go crazy or you cannot handle your stuff. No, we are human beings, and it's normal that we go through things. Now the issue is the same way we feel so much joy inside ourselves is the same way you can feel sad. Understand? So now the issue is how to handle it. How to handle that depression. When you read Blues, especially part 2, you will see that because she went through a lot and she could not talk about it. That's one issue. She could not talk about no to her friend, no to her a parent and people around. And sometimes the issue people who are depressed going through, they cannot talk about because maybe they feel ashamed. Maybe, I don't know, they feel ashamed of talking about it, or because I know even some people will say, okay, maybe you can go and see a psychologist. They'd be like, what? And especially men, right? Men are just like, what? Do you think I'm crazy? I can handle my hometown. But you're not okay. You are not okay. You're actually not okay. And it's very important you go see a specialist or open up to someone you know will keep maybe the secret. I don't know. Or you can just, because depression comes from everything. It's not necessarily that it can be at work there's something and it make you feel somehow. At home you feel somehow, and it need to go out. You want to talk about it. You see, and that was the issue of Blue. She could not talk about it because already the people around never noticed that she's not okay. And I want to talk to people who live on my battery, who are around us. Sometimes you need to pay attention to people behavior and notice that that person not okay. Come and sit here. What's going on? What's going on? You see. So yeah, depression is one of the issue. And when I write that part, when you read it, even myself, when I read it, I'm like, wow, really? You really wrote this? You see that she's going down, and that's where I want someone to identify, someone having an issue to identify right there to Blues, because she's going down and she starts hearing voices of, I don't know, voices of the words she receives saying you're not okay enough, you're not beautiful, you're too black, you're too white, you're too this, you're too that. Or all voices that will say that God doesn't love you, God doesn't care. All voices that will just put fire on what she's feeling, and even bringing her to commit suicide. Like, it's better for you to die. At that moment, I want someone to identify. I wanted someone to identify, someone being in that situation or whatever situation, to just identify and carry on reading, because it's all about traveling with Blues. You travel with her to get where, to the light, because like I said last time, there's always whatever, there's a light somewhere. So people go through a lot and they can't talk about it. It can be your mother. She can't talk to you about maybe her having financial issues or whatever, or something with your dad, your sister, and you wake up in the morning, someone's committed suicide, and you be like, what? She was fine. No, she was not fine. They were never fine. And because they didn't want to talk about it, that's, you see. So things also, like I highlighted, we are not heard and understood. You can share something to someone and she does not understand. I took the example of one of my friends when I was not feeling okay, and I told her, like, I think I'm depressed, and she laughed because for her, depressed, this is issues from other people culture. What are we talking about? You see that, or you share a situation and the people you share with, they don't understand why you're feeling like that, why you can just pull yourself together. You see, this is one of the issues I wanted to highlight as well, because many of us are going through such a thing, especially in this pandemic. Thank God it's going away, but when it started, we could see in the news, people were depressed, people were going through depression, people divorced, people committed suicide, people became this and that because they could not handle the pressure. So it's normal to acknowledge all this stuff. That's why I wrote this book, and to heal from it. So yeah, I think I'll stop here. I think next time we will talk about the overcoming side of it, and I will really advise you to buy this book. Very easy. It's a novel, very easy to read, but it will bring you so much joy, so much relief, I'm telling you, because the inspiration that came from it was to bring some light to someone, so that we cannot hear tomorrow that he or she committed suicide, or he or she is going down to rehab because, yeah. So thank you so much. I'll see you next time.